Alright, welcome back to the Crabby Dice. This is going to be my continuation of my 2020 recap here. And let's dust off all that negativity from the previous list. This one's going to be really positive, probably going to be my favorite list. This is going to be the top 5 first-time publishers that published something in 2020. So, all companies have to start somewhere. Even Ryan Lockett, Isaac Childress, even Stonemaier, they started on Kickstarter, as a new company. They created some games, and eventually you sort of get a reputation. If your games are good, you get a good reputation, and then everyone's going to want your games going forward. So these are 5 games that I thought that their first game looked really good. The rule set was solid, the art was good, the minis were good, they listened to the community, they sent out great review copies to the big names out there who really looked into the game and gave us their opinion, so they knew how crowdfunding worked, and those are the ones we're going to tackle. All right, so let's get started here. We are going to have a couple of honorable mentions just because I talked about these 2 games already in my first list, and they're going to be in my top 2 or 3 already. So for right now, I'll just put them in my honorable mention. So this is Stars of Icarios here by Brendan Castle, and Transcontinental by Glenn Dresser. So again, these are first time publishers with these 2 games. I wish them all the best. The games look phenomenal. If you want to know more about these games, go watch my first video. All right, so let's move on to the real list of my top 5. And my number 5, I'm gonna cheat. What I'm gonna call my number 5 is IP based games. All right, I mean, it's almost like video games. All right, in board gaming, if your first game is an IP based game, more often than not, that game is really bad. All right, it just sucks. I mean, there's a long list of examples you can follow in the past. There's Steamforged games, there's Jasco games with Mega Man, there's the debacle of Space Ghost Productions with Evil Dead 2, just a lot of examples. Even just this year, there was The Boys board game, there was Umbrella Company board game. Both of those games look pretty bad in my opinion, to be honest, so they wouldn't be on my list even though they were from first time publishers. I mean, but there were 2 examples this year of IP based games where the game actually looks really good. Right, the rule set's there, the game production looks there, the rule book looks almost finished. All right, and let's tackle both these games. The first one, bit of a cheat. This is sort of a mechs versus minion type of thing as well. This is Rebellion Unplugged with Sniper Elite, the board game. Rebellion does the Sniper Elite video game, so Rebellion Unplugged is doing the board game, right? So sort of the same thing with mechs, minions, and Riot games type of thing. All right, but this one, the game looks really good. I was really this close from backing it. Just high level of the game. It is sort of like Spectre Ops. It's a hidden movement game. One guy's going to be the sniper going around the board trying to achieve his objectives, whereas all the other players are playing guards trying to figure out where he is. Right, at a high level, that's how it works. I mean, the gameplay looks really good. Was again really close to backing. A couple of reasons I didn't back it is a bit on the expensive side for what you get in the box, but hopefully it comes out at retail. I'm really looking forward to playing this because you really just can't back every game, right? I can pretty much say that for 95% of games that are on Kickstarter, but this one I was really looking forward to. And the other game that has an IP attached to it was Open Sesame Games with Northgard. Again, this just looks like a great game. It reminds me a lot of Kemet, which is basically a dudes on a map game, but it has some really solid Euro-ish type of elements baked into its core. You're going to be playing cards, activating the abilities on your cards, moving your guys around the map, doing area control like you would in a regular area control game, building buildings on a map. What's cool is that it's sort of a 4X game as well, but it's really short and manageable. It's only 4 rounds, under 90 minutes, really fast, get in, get out, battle your friends. Really good game. Also, something you'll notice with a lot of games on my list, besides maybe Sniper Elite, is pretty much all of them, the value proposition of what you get. These companies understand Kickstarter. You get a lot of value for your money. All right, so this one's no exception. It actually probably has the nicest looking boards from all the games we're going to look at today, but the game just looked really fun. All right, so that would be my number 5 IP based games, or my 5 and my 6. All right, my number 4 is going to be Endless Winter, and this should be no surprise because this, I believe, was the highest funding Euro game in 2020, which is again surprising because it's the first game published by Fantasia Games. So this is Fantasia Games with an Endless Winter. And this one just really has, the reason it made so much money, it has a sort of an all-star cast behind the scenes working on this game. You have Stan Kordowski with Johnny Pack developing the game. You have D'Amico making the art. You know, it just looks great, and you have the talent behind it. You know, known designers that have made great games, so you sort of know the game's going to be sort of good, right? So it is a worker placement game, putting workers on this board. There's a healthy dose of sort of area majority on this board over here, where you're placing your tribes, trying to get in certain areas to score points. You have the animals you're killing for the food, set collection type of thing. Just a lot of things going on. The production value is actually out of this world. I mean, you could have spent quite a bit of money on this one if you wanted everything, including this massive neoprene mat with a bunch of plastic. It's 120 bucks, so it really gets on the expensive side. But if you wanted just all the gameplay elements, it's a manageable 90 bucks, which isn't so bad. You know, it's decent value. But you'd probably want the plastic bits thrown into the $90 bucket over here. So that's Endless Winter. Definitely Fantasia Game is going to be on my map going forward, because they did a great job here with Endless Winter. Okay, my number 3 is Aqua Garden. This one is a definite cheat, right? Because I just realized the other day that this is an actual established company in Japan. It's just their first game that they put on Kickstarter, right? So this is Uchibakoya Games, based in Japan. They made Aqua Garden, and this just looks like a fantastic game. It hits all the right notes. It's a Euro game. You're in charge of an aquarium store or whatever it is. And basically the game is you're going to be taking fish, sort of Glenmore style, so you can take any fish you want, but then you're going to have to wait a long time if people are taking the fish behind you all the time. There's different ways to score, recipe fulfillment. There's feeding your fish, which actually gives you money because people want to come to the window and watch the feeding. Just a lot of things going on. The components are out of this world. You get a ton of these wooden fish markers that you can add on your board, just really high quality. And to top it all off, all of this was like 40 bucks. It was really cheap, so the value was pretty good. All right, so that's my number 3. My number 2, this game I just really want to talk about it. This is Townsfolk Tussle by Panic Roll. So Panic Roll's first game. This one I believe is the best run campaign of all the campaigns we're going to talk about. They really understood crowdfunding. They sent out their demo copies to the you know, the titans of our industry that are sort of reviewing these games, Quackalope and the King of Average. I mean, those two guys absolutely love this game, and they backed it all in. So, you know, if people like that are actually putting their money towards this game, you sort of know that it's a good game. It's got some interesting mechanisms. The whole art direction that they went with this 1920s 30s thing is phenomenal. You don't see this. They thought of an idea, they went for it, they hit it out of the park. I love the game plays really well. It's a boss battler, so there's a boss in the field and all the players are cooperating to try to take down the boss. The reason I didn't back it, I didn't like some of the elements in the game, plus I already have a bunch of boss battlers coming in with other Kickstarter, but there was this take that element to the game that I really didn't like. So it is what it is. The value is really high as well for this one. The game was only like 80 bucks, but you get a ton of stuff in the box, so that's great. All right, so good job, Panic Roll. Hopefully your next game will appeal to me more, and I'll definitely back your next game. All right, and my number 1 is going to be the game that actually blew me away here, Sea of Legends. For a first-time publisher, this game looks out of this world. All right, it looks unbelievable. All right, you name it, it has it. The art, the components, the iconography. It even has an app that you use to navigate the story. So this game, Sea of Legends, it's a swashbuckling adventure game. You're gonna be playing pirates, obviously, with great mechanics in the background. You're gonna be doing the adventure style stuff that you're gonna be normally doing as a pirate, but you're gonna be using an app to assist the game. So when you go visit a place, you use the app to sort of make your decisions, and then you'll get the cards corresponding to whatever it says the app says. But just a lot of great things going on, especially a first-time designer using an app that's sort of unheard of. Good luck to I believe it's Adam Wiseman. Zach Wiseman. Sorry about that. Great job altogether, a fantastic campaign, got great reception from a lot of people. I believe Ant Labs took a look at this game, Dice Tower gave it a good good reception, so a lot of good things. The minis look fantastic, the value is actually just okay. It was a bit on the expensive side, to be honest, but you do get a lot of stuff, plus there is an app in the background that you're using, so just a phenomenal looking thing. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to their future games. One of the reasons I didn't back it is I'm not really a pirate guy. The whole pirate theme doesn't do anything for me. I prefer fantasy and space, so it is what it is. But I am happy that this game is coming out, because I think it'll finally be the Merchant and Marauders killer out there. I mean, I'm getting sick of Merchant and Marauders. Like, every time you want to play a pirate game, that's pretty much the only option that you have if you want to play with more than 2 people. So finally this one can come out and sort of kill that game, and we can play something better. All right, so those are going to be my top 5 that I really think their companies put out great looking games with good rules and stuff like that. So let me know below if there's other games that I had missed or other games that you're looking forward to, and we'll see you in the next one. Later.